5 of diamonds. So it is another diamond. So now we have 3 diamonds on the board. And diamonds are a girl's best friend and maybe everybody's best friend.
Will the Black Queens reign supreme against the dominating diamonds?
This player here is first to act. He really should bet, right? He should bet to send a message to these players, but he checks. He's going to check. All right? He checks. This player here with ace 5 now has 2 pairs.
What will this player do?
He'll bet, right? He's not thinking. He's not thinking, well, on prior rounds, the 2 opponents that are acting behind me were betting and raising and re-raising. He really should not bet here. Even though he has that 5s, he only has 5s and 4s. If somebody else has a pair or a 10, they're going to beat him. He doesn't have what you call the best possible hand. And of course, there's a straight draw on the board. But he's going to go ahead and bet. That's just what he's doing. And the bet now is 50 because we're on the turn card. So the bets are in increments of 50. The queens immediately raise. They're going to raise to 100. The betting, again, in increments of 50. Tricky Micky does what? He's going to re-raise with absolutely nothing in an effort to push people out. It hasn't really worked so far. Maybe it worked on one player over here. He's going to re-raise to 150.
Tricky Micky is such a naughty boy.
Let's see if Tricky Micky's trick works on this player here with ace king. Sitting on that diamond, right? Needs one more diamond to get a flush to the king.
What is the best play here? What should this player do? What will he do?
He's going to actually call the 150. Very aggressive player. But really what he should do is raise. He should re-raise if he wants to try to bluff or just get out. But he's calling. This player here with his 5s, he's going to call $100 more. Not the best move. But this is what players will often do. So it's very realistic what you're saying. These players do.
But should these players do these moves?
The fact that they might not want to do that. So you'll remember next time you play poker in fabulous Las Vegas or in Monaco or in the Ukraine. Wherever you are playing, always remember what you learn on Super Awesome Poker. Let's burn and turn the river. Will it be a diamond or a king or an ace? Let's see. Burn. 10. Wow. So the board is now paired twice. So everybody has 10s and 4s. So what's going to happen here possibly is some things might get counterfeited. Counterfeited meaning that if you have something, what's on the board might be worth more. It might be higher in the authority spectrum. I think here it's actually the reverse, but we'll get to that. The first to act is Ace King, who has been wasting his money. Very excited that he had the Ace King, was so sure that he was going to hit a diamond or a king or an ace, but did not. He will check. Ace 5 now has basically 10s and 5s, right? Because the fours would in a way get counterfeited because his 5s are higher, right?
What should this player in seat 1 do differently than last time on the prior betting round?
He's not going to bet this time because last time he got raised. So at least he learned that he should not bet this time. Even though he does have something, he shouldn't bet. Just check call or check fold. So he's going to check. The player with the queens is going to... Well, he's thinking about checking because he's thinking Tricky Micky will just raise him. But...
Tricky Micky is very tricky.
At the same time, if he checks, Tricky Micky might check, right? And then so he's just going to bet. He'll bet the 50. Tricky Micky doesn't have anything. The only way that he can win is to raise. He's going to raise. And he raises very quickly, right? It's a tactic to try to pretty much fake out your opponents. I mean, he has absolutely nothing. But if he doesn't continue the charade, then nobody will buy the story that he's selling. Ace King folds. There's no point of him, if he re-raises, it's going to be very difficult to get these other players out. He'll fold. The 5s is going to actually call. He thinks, only because he thinks that his 5s are going to win because there's 10s and 5s now, right? Of course, he's wrong. The queens could either call or re-raise, right?
Should the black queens exert their power and raise?
They're just going to call. Because, somebody could have a third 10 or a third 4. More likely they're going to have a third 10 because the raise didn't come to the end here, that last raise. And so now the players would show their hand. This player called. This player here would actually, he would possibly be asked by the dealer to show his cards first, but he's not going to show. He's too embarrassed, right? He's going to say, no, you
show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
This player would show his 5, hoping that he would win. But of course, the queens will win, of course. And that's the hand. And Tricky Micky, his trick did not work. Not against the queens.